Karli, what does Mayor Suarez think about this decision for his top cop?
Well, Lauren Elliott, he wasn't exactly happy about it, but he did say that he supported the city manager's decision. He said he regrets that it had to come to this, but he came forward today in front of City Hall to announce his agreement for the suspension of Chief Art Acevedo, a man that not even 6 months ago he was out here praising as an asset to the city.
It has been all this controversy, and I think for the good of the city, this had to happen.
Miami Commissioner Manolo Reyes speaking on the city manager's decision to suspend Chief Art Acevedo with the intent to terminate his employment.
He was hired with tremendous qualifications. He was president of the Major Cities Chiefs Association, chief of 3 successive large departments. So he was hired with a high level of expectation, and unfortunately, not every hire works to your satisfaction.
Miami Mayor Francis Suarez spoke Tuesday about the decision, saying he agreed with the 8 reasons for suspension as listed by the city manager. Among those, unauthorized threat to discipline employees who don't get vaccinated, a vote of no confidence by the Fraternal Order of Police, offensive language used with a protester, and the ill-received comment calling the department the Cuban Mafia. Noriega also said Acevedo failed to report damage to his vehicle, failed to report personal and vacation time, overpaid Deputy Chief Heather Morris, and said his action plan was deficient.
His personality and leadership style are incompatible with the structure of our city's government. The status quo, where a top city administrator is at war with the city's elected leadership, is simply untenable and unsustainable.
It was about 2 weeks ago, after a contentious meeting about the chief and his background, commissioners voted to bring in an outside investigator to look into him and how he was hired. That never happened. And just last week, Chief Acevedo delivered a 24-page plan at Noriega's request, detailing how he would improve department policies, officer morale, media relations, and his relationship with commissioners.
The chief does have a right to a hearing, and my understanding is he's going to avail himself of that right.
That is when commissioners will ultimately vote on whether or not to move forward with the firing as recommended by the city manager or reinstate him. The mayor says that hearing will happen by the end of this week. He says he also doesn't know how this would play out as far as compensation goes, since the chief has been asked to resign. In the meantime, Assistant Chief Manny Morales is stepping up in the interim while all of this gets sorted out. Live outside of Miami City Hall, Karli Barnett, CBS 4 News.